Today in this video, we are going to discuss about new tax regime and old tax regime, and we will also solve one example for GTI, gross total income, in which we are going to calculate whole full-fledged example of how to calculate gross total income, how to claim deduction, and what are the tax liability in case of existing slab rate as well as new slab rate. So let's start the video. Watch video till end so that you will get clear understanding about the topic, the tax rate under the new tax regime and existing tax regime. So first of all, I am just giving you brief idea what are the tax rates which are applicable under the new tax regime as well as new existing tax regime. If a person is having income from 2,50,000, 2,05,000 to 5 lakh, then in new tax slab he has to pay 5 percentage of tax, whereas in new existing slab rate same tax rate is applicable, that is 5%. 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh, 5% tax is going to be paid by him. Now income from 5 lakh to 7.5 lakh, in that case person has to pay 10% of tax in case of new tax regime, whereas here there is a slab is different. In existing slab rate from 5 lakh to 10 lakh he has to pay 20% of tax. That means there is no 10% slab rate, direct from 5 to direct 20. Now income from 7.5 lakh to 10 lakh he has to pay 15% of tax. So this is another tax slab rate in the new tax regime. Then here only last slab is what, income above rupees 10 lakh. In that case 30% tax percentage, that is 30% tax person has to pay. Now income from 10 lakh to 12.5 lakh, 20% tax. Then from income from 12.5 lakh to 15 lakh, 25%. And income above 15 lakh, in that case person has to pay 30% of tax. So this is the new tax slab rate as per the scheme. Now exemption and deduction not claim under the new tax regime. So if you are adopting a new tax regime, then you will not get certain exemptions and certain deductions. The following are some of the major deductions and exemptions you cannot claim under the new tax regime. So if you have adopted a new tax regime, so there are, I am giving you some major idea. So these are the different types of benefit or deduction or exemption that you cannot claim if you have gone for the new tax system. First one, you will not get standard deduction under section 80 TTA and 80 TTB. And in one of the video I already shared what is 80 double TA and TTB. It is a deduction related to saving bank account. If you have account in bank and it is a saving bank account, then you will receive interest on it, and that is deducted up to 10,000 in case of 80 TTA. And for senior citizen 80 double TB is applicable. Then professional tax, you will not get deduction of professional tax, and you will also not get deduction of entertainment allowance on salaries. So here there are so many, you will not get standard deduction of 50,000, deduction under section 80 double TA, deduction under section 80 double TB, professional tax, entertainment allowance. This deduction is not allowed to a person. Then leave travel allowance, LTA, that is leave travel allowance, it is not allowed as a deduction if you have gone for the new tax regime. House rent allowance is also not allowed. Minor child income allowance, that is also not allowed as a deduction. Helper allowance, then children education allowance, other special allowance, that is section 10 subsection 14. All allowances are not, that you cannot claim if you have gone for the new tax regime. Interest on housing loan on a self occupied property or a vacant property, section 24B. Here section 24B, that is interest on self occupied property, that also you cannot claim as a deduction if you have adopted a new tax regime scheme. Chapter 6A deduction, that means deduction under section 80C, 80D, 80E and so on, and except these two deduction you can claim 80CCD subsection 2 and 80 section 80JJA, that we will discuss in this video what is this, but you cannot claim this deduction also. Exemption or deduction for any other perquisite or allowances, एनी अदर परक्विजिट यानी कोई भी परक्विजिट और कोई भी अलाउंस का आपको डिडक्शन नहीं मिलेगा. यू विल नॉट गेट एनी डिडक्शन रिलेटेड टू एनी परक्विजिट एंड एनी अलाउंसेस. डिडक्शन फ्रॉम फैमिली पेंशन इनकम, इफ यू हैव any family pension income, that deduction is also not allowed. So these are I had covered major points that you will not get as a deduction. So whenever you are calculating tax as per the new tax regime, that you have to keep in mind. So you are not supposed to claim any deduction which is mentioned here if you are calculating your tax as per the new tax regime. What are the exemption and deduction available under new tax regime? So which exemption or deduction you can claim? So here, transport allowance in case of specially abled person, that person can claim. Conveyance allowance received to meet the conveyance expenditure incurred as a part of a employment. So if you are incurring any conveyance, getting any conveyance allowance, and that conveyance expenditure is incurred by you as a part of your employment, then this deduction is allowed. Any compensation received to meet the cost of travel on tour or transfer. So due to tour or transfer, any cost is incurred by you, and if it is compensated by the company, then this you can claim as a deduction. Daily allowances received to meet the ordinary regular charges or expenditure you incur on the account of absence from his regular प्लेस ऑफ ड्यूटी. दैट मीन्स अगर किसी को कोई और जगह पे पोस्टिंग दिया है और उस जगह पे पोस्टिंग देने की वजह से कोई उसको अलाउंस मिला है, तो ऐसा डिडक्शन वो क्लेम कर पाएगा. और हमने यहाँ पे 80CCD2 देखा था, डिडक्शन फॉर एम्प्लॉयर्स कंट्रीब्यूशन टू एनपीएस अकाउंट, नेशनल पेंशन स्कीम अकाउंट, उससे रिलेटेड एम्प्लॉयर का जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है उसका वो डिडक्शन यहाँ पे क्लेम कर पाएगा. डिडक्शन फॉर एडिशनल एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट. एडिशनल एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट मीन्स व्हाट, यह बहुत बड़ा सेक्शन है. मीन्स यहाँ पे शॉर्ट में समझ लो कि अगर आपने एडिशनल एम्प्लॉय अपॉइंट किया है टू परफॉर्म ए पर्टिकुलर टास्क, so then that deduction is available 80JJA, that we will not discuss in detail here. But if you are incurring any expenditure for the appointing additional employee to generate the employment, so that is allowed as a deduction. Now can I choose between the new tax regime and existing tax regime? तो कब आपको चूज करना है, कौन सी डेट को आपको बता देना है कि अब आपने न्यू टैक्स रेजिम सिलेक्ट किया है या ओल्ड टैक्स रेजिम, तो उसका भी ड्यूरेशन है. तो देखो मैंने आपको ये बताया पहले, तो क्या आप क्लेम नहीं कर सकते, क्या क्लेम कर सकते हो. अब यहाँ पे देखो, अ सैलराइड टैक्स पेयर कैन चूज द न्यू टैक्स रेजिम एट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2020-21. यानी आपको बिगिनिंग ऑफ द फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2020-21 के पहले ही बता देना है. इंटीमेट देयर एम्प्लॉयर, एम्प्लॉयर को बता देना है कि आई एम गोइंग फॉर ए न्यू टैक्स रेजिम. द एम्प्लॉय कैन नॉट चेंज देयर choice anytime during the financial year. However, they can change their choice when filing the income tax return in July 2021, because last date for individual to pay the return at 31st July 2021 and so on as per the rule. The due date for filing tax filing for previous financial year 2020-21, assessment year 21-22 is 31st December 2021, extended from 31st July 2021. वो extend हुआ था, इसलिए यहाँ पे ये डेट दिया गया है. वैसे नॉर्मली डेट है 31st July 2021. In case an employee does not choose the new tax regime at the beginning of the financial year, the employer will deduct a tax TDS under the existing tax regime. So if you have not adopted a choice, if you have not shown your choice, then your tax will be deducted as per the existing tax regime. Hence, a salaried taxpayer can opt in or opt out every year. Means वो कभी भी opt in opt out कर सकता है. That means you can choose the new tax regime in 1 year and choose the regular tax regime इन अनदर ईयर. मीन्स एक बार आपने डिसाइड कर लिया कि मैं आप ये स्कीम में हूं, तो आप अब उसको चेंज नहीं कर सकते, आप नेक्स्ट ईयर उसको चेंज कर सकते. A non-salaried taxpayer has to choose the new tax regime when filing the tax return. जो नॉन सैलराइड पर्सन है, वो अपना फाइलिंग जब करता है रिटर्न, तब वो चूज कर सकता है कि आपको कौन सा स्कीम है। ये आप ऑप्ट इन ऑप्ट आउट कर, यहाँ पे किसकी बात की थी, यहाँ पे सैलराइड पर्सन की बात किया था कि अगर सैलराइड पर्सन है तो वो ऑप्ट इन ऑप्ट आउट कर सकता है। तो एट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द ईयर ही उसको बता देना पड़ेगा। एंड दे नीड नॉट टू डिक्लेयर और इंटीमेट देयर चॉइस टू एनीवन। और यहाँ पे क्या है, नॉन सैलराइड पर्सन की बात कर हो रही है, और यहाँ पे उनको किसी को इन्फॉर्म नहीं करना है। दे नीड नॉट टू डिक्लेयर और इंटीमेट देयर चॉइस टू एनीवन ड्यूरिंग द ईयर। हाउएवर नॉन सैलराइड taxpayer with an income from business or profession cannot opt in or opt out of the new tax regime every year। यहाँ पे वो लोग every year opt in opt out नहीं कर सकते। once a non salaried opts out of the new tax regime, they cannot opt in again for the new tax regime in the future। तो ये सिर्फ ऑप्शन सैलराइड पर्सन के लिए है, ऑप्ट इन ऑप्ट आउट का। यहाँ पे आपको एक बार आप न्यू टैक्स रेजिम में चले गए तो आप पुराने टैक्स रेजिम में नहीं आ सकते। मींस वंस ए नॉन सैलराइड ऑप्ट्स आउट, यानी एक बार न्यू टैक्स रेजिम से आप निकल गए, एक बार सिलेक्ट कर दिया, जैसे आपने 2021-22 में न्यू टैक्स रेजिम सिलेक्ट किया, पर 22-23 में ये स्कीम में से आप निकल गए, न्यू टैक्स रेजिम में से निकल गए। अब फ्यूचर में आप ये स्कीम में वापस एंटर नहीं कर सकते, फ्यूचर not possible। And it is for whom it is, this option is not available for non salaried person। Non salaried person means the person who is earning income from business or profession, we are talking about this person। सो दिस ऑल अबाउट, आपको ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा कि कौन सा आपको ऐड करना है, कौन सा डिडक्शन आप क्लेम कर सकते हो, कौन सा डिडक्शन क्लेम नहीं कर सकते, कौन ऑप्ट इन ऑप्ट आउट कर सकता है, कौन ऑप्ट इन ऑप्ट आउट नहीं कर सकता। ऑल दिस वी हैव कवर्ड। नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस वन फुल फ्लेज एग्जांपल दैट मे कम इन 15 marks। Now example 1, Mr. Ashok, 46 years, an individual, submit the following information relevant for the assessment year 2022-23। Particulars: profit rupees and loss rupees, it is given। Income from salary 15 lakh 84,000। Now this income from salary is after, this 15 lakh 84,000 is after deduction of standard deduction of 50,000 and professional tax of 2,400। So that you have to keep in mind। Income from house property, self-occupied property 35,000, that is minus income is there, and second one is a laid out property and income from it is 35,500। Income from other source, interest on saving bank account 12,000, then interest on securities 2 lakh 8,000। Now profits and gains of business or profession, business E में से उसको कितना income है 2 lakh 10,000 and business F 2 lakh। Now Mr. Ashok has made the following investment and expenditure during the previous year 2021-22। उसने ये सारे इन्वेस्टमेंट या एक्सपेंडिचर किए हुए। रीपेमेंट ऑफ प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट ऑफ होम लोन ऑफ ₹75,000, ये उसको एटीसी में डिडक्शन मिलेगा अगर वो एग्जिस्टिंग स्कीम में जाता है तो। ट्यूशन फीस पेड इन यूनिवर्सिटी फॉर फुल टाइम एजुकेशन ऑफ हिज सन्स ₹22,500, इसका भी डिडक्शन वो एटीसी में क्लेम कर सकता है। फूड एक्सपेंसेस of his son staying in a hostel ₹24,500। so this is also available as a expenditure। अब कितना मिलेगा वो हमें यहाँ पे 24,000 22,000 75,000। लाइफ इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम of his wife ₹26,000। sum assured ₹2,50,000। date of policy 25th 21st year, not th, it will come 21st June 2014। He is also eligible for deduction under section 80D ₹15,000। तो 80D में भी उसको 15,000 का डिडक्शन मिल रहा है। डिटरमाइन द टैक्स लायबिलिटी अंडर रेगुलर टैक्स scheme, that is existing tax scheme, and alternative tax regime, that is new tax regime of Mr. Ashok for the assessment year 2022-23। so now how to start? Here you have to make calculation in this way। Computation of Mr. Ashok, computation of income। Here you have to write down computation of income tax liability of Mr. Ashok for assessment year 2022-23. So here what you are calculating? You are calculating income tax liability as per the new scheme as well as old scheme. Particulars, regular tax regime and alternate tax regime. So what is your income from salary in case of regular? So you have seen your income from salary is 15,84,000, but in case of alternate tax regime your salary is going to be increased because यहाँ पे आपको स्टैंडर्ड डिडक्शन ऑफ 50,000 एंड प्रोफेशनल टैक्स का डिडक्शन 2,400 यहाँ पे मिलता है ओल्ड टैक्स स्कीम में, बट न्यू टैक्स स्कीम में अल्टरनेट टैक्स रिजीम में आपको वो बेनिफिट नहीं मिलता, इसलिए आपका इनकम 50,000 एंड 2,400 से बढ़ जाएगा. सो नाउ व्हाट इज योर न्यू इनकम? 16,36,400 इज योर न्यू इनकम. So because you will not get deduction. Now what is your income from house property here? Here you will get डिडक्शन इन केस ऑफ सेल्फ ऑक्यूपाइड प्रॉपर्टी. सो हमने अभी वीडियो में देखा कि आपको सेल्फ ऑक्यूपाइड प्रॉपर्टी है उसका आप डिडक्शन क्लेम, सारे डिडक्शन क्लेम कर सकते हो रेगुलर टैक्स स्कीम में, बट यहाँ पे आप उसका डिडक्शन क्लेम नहीं कर सकते न्यू स्कीम में. तो इसलिए यहाँ पे 35,500 लेट आउट प्रॉपर्टी से एक हाउस से इनकम था, बट दूसरे हाउस से उसको सेल्फ ऑक्यूपाइड था और उसमें इनकम नेगेटिव थी, तो माइनस होकर आपका इनकम हो जाएगा 500. सो दैट इज व्हाई हियर 500 इज रिटर्न. बट अल्टरनेट टैक्स रिजीम में आपको सेल्फ ऑक्यूपाइड प्रॉपर्टी का डिडक्शन नहीं मिलता, तो इसलिए यहाँ पे आपका टोटल इनकम जो लेट आउट प्रॉपर्टी का है वही कंसिडर किया जाएगा. 35,500 इज योर इनकम. नाउ इनकम फ्रॉम अदर सोर्स 2,08,000 एंड 12,000 ये सेविंग बैंक का इंटरेस्ट का अमाउंट है, और ये नॉर्मल इनकम जो दिखाया गया है वहां पे 2,08,000 है, तो 2,20,000 2,20,000. नाउ इनकम फ्रॉम बिजनेस 2,10,000 है यहाँ पे, एंड जो दूसरा है बिजनेस एफ है यहाँ पे 2,10,000 और यहाँ पे 2 लाख दिया गया है. अब ये एक्चुअली 2 लाख नहीं हो सकता, ये लॉस हो सकता है, बिजनेस लॉस है तो ही वो नीचे माइनस किया है. सो दैट इज व्हाई वन इज ए इनकम एंड अनदर इज ए बिजनेस लॉस. सो दैट इज व्हाई 2,10,000 एंड 2 लाख माइनस किया है, तो यहाँ पे आप अमाउंट में चेंज कर दीजिए, इट इज ए बिजनेस loss. So 2,10,000 and 2 lakh. So these will be deducted from this, and so that is why what is your net business income? 10,000. So that is why here written 10,000 in this manner. So 10,000, 10,000. Now gross total income is 18 lakh 14,500 and here 19 lakh 1,900. So now ATC deduction, repayment of principal amount of home loan 75,000 deduction is available. Now tuition fees 22,500, it is also available. Life insurance premium up to 10% of 2,50,000. Here in case of life insurance premium you have to see when insurance policy is taken. Insurance policy is taken on June 2014. If it is taken on June 2014, that means you will get deduction of 10% of sum assured. Now what is your sum assured? 2,50,000. And what is 10% of it? 2,50,000 into 10%. So you will get 25,000. So यहाँ पे आपको 25,000 का डिडक्शन मिल जाएगा. और यहाँ पे फूड एक्सपेंस ऑफ हिज सन स्टेइंग इन हॉस्टल उसका आपको डिडक्शन नहीं मिलने वाला, इसलिए वहां पे एटीसी में वो डिडक्शन इन लोगों ने क्लेम नहीं किया है. देखो आप देख सकते हो यहाँ पे ट्यूशन फीस 22,500 है, फिर लाइफ इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम 10% ऑफ 2,50,000 2,25,000. तो मैक्सिमम डिडक्शन अंडर सेक्शन 80C इज 1,50,000 बट टोटल इज 1,22,500 ओनली. तो यहाँ पे उसको कितना डिडक्शन मिलेगा? 1,20,000. नाउ हियर नो डिडक्शन इज एप्लीकेबल. ये जो 80C का कोई भी डिडक्शन यहाँ पे न्यू टैक्स रेजिम में नहीं मिलने वाला, इसलिए यहाँ पे नॉट एप्लीकेबल लिख दिया, और यहाँ पे आपने 1,22,500 आपने माइनस कर दिया. अब 80D का डिडक्शन यहाँ पे तो एप्लीकेबल न्यू टैक्स रेजिम में वो मिलने वाला नहीं है डिडक्शन, और यहाँ पे आपको वो डिडक्शन मिल जाएगा 15,000 का, तो इसलिए यहाँ पे नॉट एप्लीकेबल और यहाँ पे लिखे. देन अंडर सेक्शन 80TTA इंटरेस्ट ऑन सेविंग बैंक डिपॉजिट, इसका डिडक्शन भी आपको एग्जिस्टिंग स्कीम में मिलेगा बट नॉट न्यू स्कीम में ये डिडक्शन नहीं मिलने वाला, तो यहाँ पे नॉट एप्लीकेबल, यहाँ पे 10,000 माइनस किया। तो व्हाट इज योर टोटल इनकम? Now this is your total income after deducting all deduction under section 80C, 80D and 80 double TA. So 16 lakh 67,000 in as per the old scheme and 19 lakh 1,900 as per the new scheme. Now we have to calculate tax on it. So if you calculate tax as per the old scheme by applying old tax slab rate, you will get 3 lakh 12,600, and in new scheme you will get 3 lakh 8,070. Now how this is possible? For that we have to calculate tax and see, we have to see the working note. So working number 1, computation of tax on total income under regular tax regime. So here total income is 16 lakh 67,000, and we have to calculate tax liabilities up to 2 lakh 50,000. There is no tax, so here we have written nil. So from 2 lakh 50,000 to 5 lakh, 5%. So 5% of the difference, that is difference is 2 lakh 50,000. So if you make 5% of it, you will get 12,500. Then 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 20%. Then you will get 1 lakh. Then 10 lakh to 16 lakh 67,000, 30%. So if you make 30% of the difference, you will get 2 lakh 100. So now if you make total of all this amount, all your tax liabilities, so you will get 3 lakh 12,600. So you, what you have to do, you have to make total of this amount and you will get 3 lakh 12,600. So this is your tax liability as per the old tax regime. Now, working note number 2 for computation of tax on total income under the alternate tax regime. So, what is your total income as per the new scheme? 19 lakh 1,900. So, to tax liability up to 2 lakh 50,000, there is no tax, so nil. So 2 lakh 50,000 to 5 lakh, 5%, 12,500. Then 5 lakh to 7 lakh 50,000, 10%, so 25,000. Then 7 lakh 50,000 to 10 lakh, 15% of the difference, you will get 37,500. Then next one is 10 lakh to 12 lakh 50,000, 20%, you will get 50,000 of the difference. Then 12 lakh 50,000 to 15 lakh, difference is 2 lakh 50,000. Again you have to make 25% of the difference, you will get 62,500. Then 15 lakh to 19 lakh 1,900, make the 30% of the difference, you will get 1 lakh 20,570. Now what you have to do, you have to make the total of the all amount, this amount nil, from starting from the nil up to this amount, you will get your total tax 3 lakh 8,070 rupees. Now this tax amount we have written in our main calculation. You can see from here. Now we have to add less rebate under section 87A. But rebate under section is applicable only when income of the person is less than 5 lakh. But here income is more than 5 lakh. So there is a no question of rebate under section 87A. Tax after rebate, there is no change as there is a no amount for the rebate. So this amount will remain same. Now add surcharge. Here surcharge is also not applicable because surcharge is applicable when income is more than 50 lakh. So here income is not more than 50 lakh, so no surcharge. So your tax plus surcharge amount will remain same. Now you have to add health and education says at 4%. You have to do 12,504 and 12,322.80, but I had written 23. So you can write down 22.80 also in no point, no problem in that, because we have to rounded it off nearest to 10 at later stage. So what is your tax liability after adding health and education says at 4%? 3 lakh 25,104 and 3 lakh 20,393 as per the new scheme. So now we have to rounded off this tax liability nearest to 10. So 104 will be converted into 100 and 393 will be converted into 390. So that is why your tax liability after rounding off under section 288B is 3,25,100 and 3,20,390. So this is your final answer. So now you can observe, as per the new tax regime, tax liability of a person is lower as compared to the old tax regime. So that is why it is advisable for a person to opt for a new tax regime. So that is why one note you have to write down in your answer: tax liability under alternate tax regime under section 115 BAC is lower. So hence it is advisable to opt for provision of section 115 BAC. So this type of sum can be asked in the examination for 15 marks, and in that you have to write down all the workings, all the notes. This is all about today's video. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye.